So I've been dealing with the Christmas lights dashboard on the Gen 1 Raptor, and I'm going to show you guys how I went through and troubleshooted it and found my problem. To start off, I have a 2014 Gen 1 Raptor, and I've been dealing with this for a while where I'll be driving along, all of a sudden Christmas lights, brake, ABS, everything else goes off, and I don't know why. I've had this problem before with other trucks, and it was usually a wheel speed sensor that caused the issue. Now, there is a difference between how this affects a Gen 1 and a Gen 2, and it's one of the reasons why I love the Gen 1 platform, and that's because on a Gen 1, when this happens, I lose ABS, I lose traction control. That's it. My steering wheel still works. I can still use my off-road mode. It works really great. It doesn't disable my truck. And in fact, if I'm off-road on the trails, I tend to have more fun because I turn off the traction control anyways. But it still bothers me and I still want to get it fixed. If I were to lose a wheel speed sensor on a Gen 2, it would actually get really bad. First of all, I would lose drive modes because all the drive modes are tied to ABS and all that stuff. I would lose airbags for some reason because the airbag system is tied to it as well. And then finally, on worst case scenarios, I would lose the steering. I wouldn't be able to steer the truck anymore because it's all tied together. And this happened to me a few times where I smushed and damaged the wheel speed sensor in the back, and I lost my steering wheel on my Gen 2 Raptor, and it was a nightmare to drive it home. And it didn't matter if it was a front speed sensor, because that happened once too when the dealer installed the cable wrong and it got worn out. And it happened again in the back. And both times my steering wheel was completely disabled, and it made the truck almost impossible to drive. So again, that's another reason why an older, more analog truck is beneficial. Let me show you guys what the Christmas lights looks and how I troubleshooted it. And for this video, we're going to use Forscan. And Forscan is critical to validate which sensor is the one having the issues because it's not always obvious. What normally happens is when one speed sensor faults, you'll get a bunch of codes basically telling you that both the front sensors or both the rear sensors went off when only in fact one of them went off. But because there was an error in the module that manages those, everything in that module all of a sudden is considered suspect. So if the left front sensor goes, it'll say that the two front sensors go. If it's tied to some airbag system, it'll say ABS system goes. So it's very confusing to figure out which is one. So that's why you need a tool like Forscan to really find out what's going on. Now I got my laptop here with Forscan. I've actually already done the troubleshooting, but let me show you what the Christmas lights look at startup.
Start.
See that? So hill descent control is on. The parking light will be on even though the parking brake's not set. Well, let's see, parking brake's not set. It'll keep the parking brake light on and it'll keep all those on there. Now, if you've never had Forscan before, make sure you go get it. It is a free application, but you do need a license. The license is free as well. And then you do need a reader, a code reader to connect it to your truck. You also need a PC. You can't do this on a Mac. It has to be a PC. So I have this cheap little $200 PC that I keep just for this purpose to be able to connect to my truck. And I brought their toggle, and this is the one that doesn't require a little switch, which is great. And then you just got to make sure that you get their license. The 2-month license is free, and you can get that as many times as you want. I do recommend getting their 1-year license because it's a worthwhile application. Because getting a new license takes time. So let's go ahead and connect to it. Do a whole connection to it, let it read the codes, and you'll see a bunch of codes come up. DTC codes in the body module, DTC codes there as well. So let's go take a look at those codes. So this one is tire pressure sensor. Tire pressure sensor, we knew those. And then, this time it finally gives you the right. Says the left front wheel speed sensor input signal is bad, and that's what's causing everything. Now, I have done checks where I used my Harbor Freight tool scanner, or if you use a cheap tool scanner, it actually said that both speed sensors were bad. It said the DTC module was bad. Bunch of different codes came up with those. With Forscan, I got a much more accurate one. Now, if you're in a situation where it does tell you that multiple are having the problem, here's what I would recommend. You look at that icon, you can set up a dashboard and scope for very specific sensors that you want to try out. So for the wheel speed sensors, we're going to go down here. We want to go to the ABS module, and then you want to select those 4 sensors. Now, the way that you select those is you go into here, and you select them from here. So you'll see left front inlet valve, right? So you just gotta scroll down to left front wheel speed sensor, right front wheel speed sensor, put them all off to the side with those buttons. Once you do that, you hit the check mark and then turn on the truck. You already should be on, but you wanna turn on the engine and drive it and try to replicate the issue so you can see what's going on. And that's when you can get the oscilloscope to show you what's going on. Before I get ahead of myself too, you have to hit the play button to start doing the recording of that speed sensor so you can see what's going on. Here are the results of the testing. And basically what you're seeing here is a graph of the 4 speed sensors. And then you can actually see those on the scope to see how they're reacting. And here, there's obviously something wrong with the left front wheel speed sensor. All the other ones, the graphs are almost identical, and yet the left front is all over the place. And that's how you confirm which speed sensor it actually is. And this is important too, because wheel speed sensors are getting expensive. Back in the day, and I say this like 3 years ago, a wheel speed sensor was maybe 50 bucks, 25 to 50 bucks. Now, because of material shortages and ships and all that stuff, wheel speed sensor is over $100, $125 in some cases, depending on which one it is and if it's a longer cable. So it matters finding out which one it is, so you're not replacing all of them, you're only replacing the faulty one. Now we gotta go and replace that left front speed sensor. I actually had to take the tire off, I had to take the brakes off, the caliper and the rotor off in order to get to the speed sensor. I'm gonna get the part ordered up. I'll be back here in a few days, and we'll get that replaced. All right, so it's been a few days and we got our new sensor. I'm hoping it's a sensor. After talking to a few folks, it could possibly also be the hub itself that's bad. Since these hubs are only a year old, I'm hoping it's a sensor, because that would suck if a hub only lasted a year. So let's get to it. Fingers crossed. Clean up the safety jacks, and so many of you freaked out last time we did it without it. You know it's not needed. She is a little dirty. So we're gonna go ahead and give her a quick rinse before we get started. Yeah, the sensor is right there, so we're gonna take the caliper off to get to it. Any day now, Ethan.
It just got home. Get out of my way. Move your ass.
Yeah. Hold the caliper so it doesn't fall on him.
Okay.
Wait, why are you taking the rotor off?
I'm not trying to. It's like it's stuck.
Yeah, that's rare for the rotor to come off that easy. Went ahead and secured the caliper. Okay, put that on the arm.
What? Where's this bitch? Is this it? You're Vanna White for a reason.
Okay, so that's our sensor right there. We do need to free the line first, so we're gonna do that next. We're gonna free the line, get it off of these, disconnect it, and go from there. Our lock is kind of messed up, so we got to pull it out. And, oh, dude, look at all that dirt everywhere. All right, let's go ahead and pull it out. So this is, it ended up being a 5 mil. So let's go ahead and get it up. Okay. That looks broken. I could be wrong.
Let's pull out the other sensor to find out.
Wait a minute. What? This looks different.
Uh-oh. So the front one has
A little angle and it's short and stuff.
yeah, like that, and then the back.
Oh, it's straight on.
Yeah, it's straight on. Plus, it has those at the back, those little
So,
clips.
They sent us the wrong
They
one.
sent us. Well, we sent us
Now,
the right one, but not the
we
right
could-
one.
We can still use that. We'll keep that as a spare, but it sucks if they send us the wrong one. All right, so we got it back together. Sensor sitting off to the side, caliper sitting off to the side, bolts are everywhere it goes. But we're gonna have to wait a day for the right part.
Can I jack off?
You can jack it down, yes.
So I can jack off.
No, jack it down. We're back again. Second attempt, new part. Ended up getting one from O'Reilly's because Ford's gonna take a few days to get me one, and hopefully this is the right one. Okay, so this new sensor looks to be like the correct length. And this kit, which is the standard kit, is a whole lot better than the one we got from Ford, because this includes the sensor, it includes a replacement bolt with Loctite, which Loctite's kind of funky on here. We're gonna be putting some anti-seize on it, and it has the grease for the sensor. The Ford sensor didn't have all that. One of a better kit. So now we're gonna get this one removed. We also have to remove all the crap off of this. We don't need any of these fasteners, so I'm gonna cut all these off. I think I'm gonna leave the protection on. Where's it gone? Let's make sure. The one difference is the stock one has 2 seals on it, whereas this one only has 1. That's the only difference I see so far. Same length, same everything. That's it. I think this is some kind of dielectric grease or something. We're just gonna stick it in there. Yeah, come on.
Need help?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's good for you.
It's still small, so I guess not.
Even though this does come with a little bit of Loctite, this is in a rust-prone area, so we're going to put some anti-seize on it. And just like that, we got it everywhere. Seems to be all in place. And just got to zip tie it all together. Because this is our SVC, it's going to be a little bit different, right? So we do have to route it down so that it has space to go to. I'll make sure that it's not getting pinched by this. and then bring it back up with the caliper. So as Ethan is putting the tire back on together, the next step is going to be to jack. I'm doing a voiceover here.
Oh, okay. Can you lift up the jack?
Chris is good. Next step is going to be to turn it on, give it a test drive, make sure everything works. I think it's a good idea to clear the codes too, just to make sure there's no lingering code. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's resolved.
Where are the bolts?
And it's not the hub.
Why are the bolts over there?
Oh, shot floor twice.
Oh my God. He actually worked.
Me?
And he's bitching.
I am bitching, but I'm also working. I'm doing a lot at work, okay?
Yeah,
What you do?
You also live in my house rent free, utilities free. You don't even pay for your food. You don't even offer to pay for dinner. Come on, you gotta pay once.
I don't
since you
often pay. I paid for dinner yesterday. Shut up.
Bullshit.
Yes, I did.
What did we eat yesterday?
In and out.
Did you pay?
Yes.
He did. You sure?
Yes.
He did pay. Oh my God, that's once.
What do you mean once?
Once in.
I paid for breakfast too.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
I don't know. Guessing by that stubble, 14?
To go up higher than that.
19?
You're right there.
19, right?
Yeah.
So that's 19 years of meals.
Yeah.
Where's my 19 years of meals? When are you gonna change my diaper?
How old are you?
Not quite there yet.
Yeah, not quite there yet. Oh.
What's taking so long? You think you should have been done by now? Oh, don't you dare! Don't you dare do the Kino method! Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Hey!
Am I getting closer? Is this the right one?
Seriously, why are you acting like that poser? Do it right!
Okay, I think we're good.
We always gotta film it, Ethan. Action!
Oh, you ready? Okay. Yeah, I'm not ready.
Okay, take two.
Take two?
We should do it the Clint Eastwood way.
What do you mean the cleaning center? Who's he?
Go ahead.
What's for lunch?
Food.
Okay. Your turn, Dad.
Time to test. So since we haven't cleared the codes, they're still in the truck. So right now we're gonna get our reader up and clear them real quick before we take off. Yes, wheel speed sensor. So not sure, but for whatever reason, we had to turn it off and turn it back on again just to get it to clear. Okay, so that's it. We did quite a bit of driving before. All I had to do was drive like a mile or two and the air would come up. Now she's all clear. So looks like in my situation, it was the sensor that caused the problem. If you run into this still, don't be surprised that if you replace the sensor, you're still gonna have problems because this is a common issue and sometimes it's the hub itself that goes bad. So it's not a bad idea that if you do have this problem with the front sensor, and your hubs are a few years old, you might as well order the hub and replace the whole hub because it comes with the sensor. If you haven't replaced the hubs in a while, don't remember ever replacing them, chances are the hub is also bad too. Also, don't forget to check your lines before you do any replacements. You may have some damaged lines, especially if you have a modified truck because of the way the lines end up. They could be damaged, so make sure you inspect the lines, make sure there's no nicks. And yeah, use the tools available. Forscan is a really good tool. You just got to spend the money for the actual adapter, which is about $40. Totally worth having and doing some actual troubleshooting to confirm exactly what you need to replace. I think that's it. Questions, comments below. Please consider subscribing and thank you guys for watching.